Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP. Not only do they have the cheapest and most reliable Madden coins, they are now selling LTDs, a new safe way to buy and receive coins. Of course, use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is in the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we have the long overdue updated cornerback tier list, and right now, the cornerback landscape is literally insane. With the amount of strat cards we have and the amount of options we have right now at cornerback, a lot of these guys do kind of get the same ability, so the guys that kind of get different ones are going to be up a little bit higher. In the setup I really like, I love deep out zone KO. If you're able to get deep out zone KO, it's easily one of the most broken abilities in the game. It makes this game borderline unplayable, but it is really good, and obviously that being 1 AP is super valuable. I would imagine probably later in the year we're going to start getting 0 AP deep out guys. That's kind of what's going to set cards apart, because they're still not giving us any 0 AP deep out guys. But there are just so many options right now with theme teams almost becoming obsolete with these new strat cards and things like that. You can really use any cornerback on this tier list right now. There are so many options at cornerback, and again, just run whatever abilities fit you the best. That's really my best tip. Whatever abilities fit your scheme the best, wherever a corner's playing that, maybe it's flat zone, maybe it's mid zone. That's kind of my biggest tip for the cornerbacks, because there are so many good options. So first card up today is the Sugar Rush LTD Marshawn Lattimore that came out on Monday. 98 speed, 99 acceleration, decent stats across the board as far as tackling goes, but obviously good zone, good man, and good press as well. And also Marshawn Lattimore does get, I'm going to call it the big three for cornerbacks that I really like, and that is Acro for 1, Pick Artist for 0, and Deep Out Zone KO. I really like this setup, and a lot of the cards near the top are going to get this setup, but this is one of my favorite setups in the game. Getting Deep Out Zone for those super nasty KOs, Acro that can definitely jump some routes and maybe catch your opponent off guard, and then Pick Artist to hopefully, finish those interceptions. And he also does get the ability, if you want to play some more man coverage, to get Acrobat, Pick Artist, and Deep Route KO for just 1 AP too, which I also do value. So 6 foot, good speed, decent tackler. Marshawn Lattimore to me is going to be low A tier. I'm going to put him low A tier. 6 foot, we have, 6'2" Elam, 6'3" Mel Blount, 6'3" Sauce Gardner, 6'2" Martin Emerson. I'll talk about these cards literally right now on the next player. 6'2" Amari, 6'2" Caleb Farley, who I think Caleb is able to get this set up. But Amani is not. Amani might be. No, Amani will be able to, because he'll get Acro for 1. Yeah, Acro for 1, deep out, and then he'll also get free Pick Artist. So that's also the setup. And he's a better build. So that's why a lot of these cards are a little bit higher than Marshawn, even though he's a really good card. Like I said, this just goes to show you how deep that cornerback position really is. So next up, we have Janoris Jenkins, and really just all the universal coverage guys that are under 6 foot. Jackrabbit, I chose him to go over because he's newer and has probably the best card art this year. This Janoris card art is absolutely beautiful. The sun, the whole desert thing, the ghost. I don't know why it has to be a ghostly rabbit, but it's on his shoulder. He's kind of possessed by the rabbit. But yeah, 98 speed, 97 acceleration, 5'10", which you look at this card and you're like, all right, why is he so high on the tier list? But it's for universal coverage. Universal coverage, if you thought deep out zone KO was good, universal coverage is even better. And it's good for people who kind of mix in coverages, whether you're playing man or zone, or, maybe not every single time, someone's going on a deep zone. Universal coverage is, I think, actually has better KOs than deep out zone or whatever zone KO that you're using. I'm telling you, there's been times where dudes make 4 steps, maybe even hit a juke move, and I'm getting the universal coverage knockout. That may be a bit of an over exaggeration, but you kind of get the point. Janoris, though, doesn't get the best abilities. I wish Janoris did get Acro for cheap, but he does get Pick Artist for 0, Lumberjack for 0, Deep Route, and Deep Out. So whether, like I said, you can kind of run him in 2 different schemes if you want to go. I feel like if you are going to run Universal, like the KO isn't as necessary. So probably like Pick Artist, maybe you go short route if you're playing him in the slot, Deep Route. But Universal coverage to me is the best X factor for corners. Unfortunately, though, it's not. It's definitely better than any zone knockout, but it's not that much better. So that's why, if you look at the running back tier list, Freight Train X factors are so high, because nothing really competes with it. To me, Universal is definitely competed with, but it is still really good and one of my favorite abilities to run right now in this game. So with that being said, this is where the all the under 5 foot Universal coverage corners are going to be sitting. Next up, let's talk Team of the Year cornerback. So Sauce Gardner. This card is definitely better than his last card because he's able to get 3 ability slots. Unfortunately, Sauce is not able to get the big 3 for corners, which again, is acro, pick artist. He does get 2 of them, but doesn't get deep out zone KO discounted. He does get deep route KO discounted. Also does get deep in zone KO, which I guess if you are using him in a deep in zone KO, he could be good. But for the majority of people, deep out zone KO is the move. Or if you're playing man coverage, the big 3 is obviously pretty nice on a 6'3", 98 speed monster with 99 man, 96 zone, and 97 press. So if you are someone playing man to man, I think Sauce is one of the better options. I actually use my Sauce at strong safety because I need him to play deep in zones. So I use Sauce with deep in zone KO. Sauce Gardner, without doubt, is still still an S tier cornerback. But I would probably say even like PS2. I don't really, he's already on the list, but I'll show you what I mean. Surtain just gets better abilities than Sauce, and even though he's 1 inch shorter, again, KOs are so good where height is. I'm not going to say height is irrelevant because sometimes it definitely does help out. It never hurts to have height in this game. But the KOs in this year's game are so good. It doesn't matter if you have 6'8" Carmichael and you got, 5'8", a 5'8" corner out there, DJ Reed. As long as he's got deep out zone KO and he touches you, you're not catching the ball. So PS2, for example, might be 1 inch shorter, but does get the big 3 and also does get deep out zone KO and deep route KO. So like, I guess kind of the difference between Sauce and PS2 is where you're going to use the card. But for more teams, PS2 will be, will fit that team better, if that makes sense. So next up, we have Asante Samuel. And Asante has the new ability buckets. Apparently, I think after this week's drops and also the Sugar Rush drops that have already been like predetermined for a while, all the cards are going to be getting these kind of ability setups, which means, yeah, like a bunch of these, like almost golden ticket like 1 AP, crazy versatility. So if you like the Ring of Honor cards abilities, like for example, the Perry Williams card's kind of the same way. Who's already on here, Perry Williams gets, he's 6'2" with, these crazy ability buckets. But that's like insane with these cards here. Caleb Farley, Amani, both 6'2" with crazy ability buckets. So I definitely do like that. But yeah, player specific abilities for Asante. He's 5'10", but again, these KOs are so good. Deep out zone KO, gets mid zone KO, gets really everything you want. Deep route KO. So it doesn't really matter what your scheme is, Asante will fit it. Might be a little bit small, but does get good enough KOs where he will be okay. 1 AP acro, able to get the big 3 in man and zone. So that's why Perry Williams is so high, because of his versatility, as well as Caleb Farley and Amani, and also all the other cornerbacks going forward are gonna all get the same abilities. I'm not sure what's gonna start setting cards apart once we kind of get through these next 2 weeks, because I just don't know. I literally I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna put Asante behind these guys actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, man, because all the cards are gonna start getting that Asante, Perry Williams, Amani, and Caleb Farley setup, which is absolutely disgusting. I don't know what's gonna happen down the road here, but I have no idea. So next up, we got Jalen Ramsey, and I'm not gonna lie, I've slept on this card. I definitely did, but for some reason, this dude just plays different. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know. Doesn't even get the big 3 like I would normally like. Gets deep out zone KO. Like, his abilities don't even look that great. They don't. They really don't. But I don't know. Some cards, you just gotta use them. You gotta see them on the field to really get a good feel for them. And that's why, I'll admittedly, for a lot of these defensive players, I don't use a lot of them. I just don't. Obviously, I'm more in tune with offensive players, and the offensive tier list is usually a little bit more accurate because I use all the offensive cards that come out for videos and stuff. Defensive players, it's based off me playing against them, and I guess me using a lot of them, some of them. But, I never bought Ramsey for my team, but whenever I play against this dude, he just makes plays. So I have to put him up there. I have to put him above Sauce and PS2. And although Sauce and PS2 might look better, Ramsey, from my experience playing this game, has played the best over all of them. Easily. He's amazing. So next up, we have Xavier Rhodes. One of the most overlooked cards in my opinions this year, my opinion is Xavier Rhodes. This card is overlooked, man. He's simply overlooked. If this was, let's say, Sauce Gardner with the same stats, this card would get so much more hype. He just would. Does get universal coverage, 6'1", 97 speed. He's got good zone, even a good tackler. And also, the reason why I like him so much is because he's able to get pick artist and acrobat. Pick artist, acrobat with universal coverage. So to me, Xavier Rhodes is the best universal coverage corner in the game right now, and without question is S tier. Like, he's debatably like there, really. Xavier Rhodes This card is so overlooked. I can't believe that I don't see more of him. I mean, I'm happy I don't, but maybe I'm overrating universal coverage. Maybe I just had a great experience with it. But to me, universal coverage on a 6'1" cornerback that gets pick artist for free and acro is literally insane. Sign me up. Xavier Rhodes is just amazing. And especially with the amount of ways you're able to boost speed now, speed doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got that 99 speed now. So yeah, Xavier Rhodes to me is just amazing. And next up, we have another overlooked card. If this guy had a different name, I'm sure there'd be a lot more hype around him. But again, 97 speed, 98 acceleration, man zone, even a good tackler. But if you use your game changer token, you're able to get acrobat, pick artist, and any KO ability you want. So you have acro, pick artist, also film study discounted, which is decent. But aggro, pick artist, both free on this card, and then any KO you want. This is the same ability setup as Deion Sanders, and this card he was much cheaper a while ago. He was much cheaper. His price is kind of recovering now, as you can see here, but it was still for under 500k. Yeah, he's a monster. Kendall Fuller, I'm gonna throw him. This one's tough, man. Kendall Fuller or Trayvon Diggs, but honestly, Kendall Fuller gets the better ability setup. So with that being said, Kendall Fuller above Trayvon, which is crazy. People are going to be commenting, I'm sure, about Xavier Rhodes and Kendall Fuller, but don't knock them until you try, man. Both cards get nasty setups. Both cards have nasty abilities. Both cards play so well. But for me, it's Kendall Fuller getting the same ability setup as Deion. It's crazy. The next man up is Darius Slay. This card is still going for 2 million coins. He's still going for 2 million. 98 speed. Obviously, the card's good and gets some pretty crazy abilities, as you're going to see right here, but looking at it now, these abilities aren't anything crazy. They're not. It's just another 6-foot corner. I mean, when he came out, you know, I think he came out in February, right? He was, or no, beginning of March, he was crazy because no one else really had these ability setups. All 32 team camps. This is before, you know, theme teams have become basically completely obsolete. So yeah, I mean, he does get good setups. He's able to get pick artist, acro, and of course, he's like the, he kind of gets the same setup as, you know, the Perry Williams card, the Game Changer cards, you know, something like that is very similar. So Slay, when he first came out, monster. Don't get me wrong, dude was a monster. But now, dude, I'm telling you, bro, I think that's where he's gonna go. I think it's where he's gonna go. Because there's nothing, to me, I mean, maybe the stats are better and the shot, like 1 inch. My trading, I mean, AP is valuable. You're trading 1 inch, and you know, Kendall Fuller gets better abilities. I mean, I guess the speed's also a thing, but again, it's so easy to get to 99 speed. You know, I think I gotta keep it like this, man. I think I gotta keep it like this. Maybe I'll put Slay above Diggs, but no, Diggs 6'1". I'm gonna leave it like that, man. There's gonna be a lot of comments on this video, I know it, but keep in mind, again, I am really splitting hairs when it comes to rating these corners. Obviously, Slay's still really good, you know, but I'm sure there's gonna be some comments. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of them on this one. So next up, we have Antonio Cromartie, 98 speed at 6'2", 210. Can play man, can play zone. Can't really tackle that well, admittedly, but 98 speed, really good. This card's been playing amazing for me for the abilities. If you're a man-to-man guy, which I probably should run man-to-man. I have a Jets team, and you have Cromartie and Sauce Gardner, two of the best man-to-man guys in the game. And I play zone coverage, you know, mainly. But, you know, he's able to get a pick artist with inside shade. Pick artist, inside shade, and deep route KO for 2 AP is just a disgusting setup. Also, obviously, deep out zone KO is really nice. I really wish he was able to get acro. That's the one kind of knock on this card that I think would probably put him a little bit higher if he was able to get acro. But to me, I'm gonna put Cromartie. Oh man, this one's tough because he is 6'2". He's got 3 inches on Kendall Fuller. Again, it kind of comes down to what you need on defense, though. But again, Kendall Fuller is able to get acro, pick artist, either deep out zone or deep route KO. This one's tough, man. If you are running acro, Kendall Fuller's the better option, but if you're not, at 6'2", Cromartie with pick artist and deep out zone or deep route, you know, even inside shade is good if you're playing man. I think I gotta put Cromartie up there at S tier. Yeah, we gotta go with that. So next up, we have Tariq Woolen, another tall corner just like Cromartie. He's a little bit taller though, at 6'4" with 98 speed, 97 acceleration, can play man, can play zone, good hands. Good tackling stats as well, and also does get the big 3. And also, I think you can also run whatever you want. He's able to get, like, these abilities are pretty nutty. Acro, pick artist, there you go. Or you can go deep out zone KO pick artist with deep route, or if you don't want to run acro, there's options there for you. This card's literally insane. Tariq Woolen, his card is literally crazy. I'm going to put him at the top of S tier. I mean, honestly, he might stay there. He might stay there because his build is so good and gets such good abilities, but it's very tough to compete with the man we have up next. And that is, of course, Deion Sanders, the Ring of Honor inductee. And I kind of talked about his abilities already when we were talking about Kendall Fuller. But great abilities on Deion. Great abilities. He's actually the only guy to get, I think, either free medium route. No, I think people have free medium route, right? No, he's the only free medium route. And he's the only free mid-zone knockout guy as well. So, two really good, yeah, these are two good abilities for free. But obviously, it's probably going to be acro with deep out zone KO and that free big pick artist. So, I'm at 6 foot, all 32 team chems with these stats. It's tough to beat Deion. It definitely is tough to beat him. But to me, if you look at what cards do play better, I think Tariq Woolen, I used him for a short amount of time, but he balled for me. He definitely went crazy. So, I'm going to put Tariq Woolen at cornerback number 1 with Deion right behind him. Deion does get a better ability setup, but 4 inches is just crazy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, these are our top 5 corners, our cornerback tier list. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments about today's video. I'm sure there will be. But, yeah, Tariq Woolen, 6'4" at number 1. So, Deion Sanders, great ability discounts. Xavier Rhodes, great ability setup, also does get universal coverage. He's the best universal coverage corner in the game. Antonio Cromartie, 6'2", card plays amazing with decent abilities. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. And then also Kendall Fuller rounding it out with the same ability setup as Deion, with 1 inch shorter and 97 speed. So, that's our top 5. Drop a comment down below. Who's too high? Who's too low? I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.